Okay, here we go. Welcome, everybody. I'm Rachel Balansat. In case you don't know me, I'm a two-star crown with Purium and one of the leaders on this Level Up Leadership group thread group. And today, Sarah is under the weather, and so she is not going to be joining us. But you've got me, and we've got our fabulous Stephanie Dawn, Blue Diamond, and we're going to be sharing with you today about some things that we're doing with our team that are really exciting and they've just really been lighting us up. So we started by asking you like what you're inspired about in your business. Now I want to ask you all to post in the chat, what is some success that you're having? What is a success that you're having about you personally, about you and your business? Maybe something about your team, maybe an inspiration, maybe a call that you had, but like what is a success? Who has signed somebody up this week or somebody you're excited about? Did you hit somebody on your chicken list? Are you proud of something you did? I reached out to 5 people. I'm discovering what is unblocking me. I'm past Fast Start Director. Congratulations, Rebecca. Woo! Way to go. Ow, ow. I know I've been seeing some people on my team enroll people, and that's been exciting. Sold 2 core 4s. Go, Madalena. Many seeds from the past 3 years are blossoming. Yes, that's what happens. It's amazing if you stay in it. If you are consistent and you are constantly talking to people over 3 years, they start to fall in. Like you've been building your funnel for 3 years, those people start to show up, and all of a sudden they're just like, hey, I'm ready, right? Making a master action plan. Okay, master action plan. Tell us more. Just reach out to a bunch of on my chicken list. Go, Christina! Yay! You're hanging up from a 2-star crown. Even a 2-star crown has a chicken list. Trust me, today I was reaching out to my chicken list. Way to go. My baby sister ordered a core 4. Isn't that amazing when family just does the thing finally? It's so hard sometimes. You're like, please, please, please. Scheduling time. Okay, scheduling time. I'm doing a special event for birth professionals in March and every month in 2022. Woo! Yeah, you are. That's exciting, Stephanie. 6K club. What? Psh, psh, psh. You're doing it. Did nervous system regulation breath work today? Okay, that's really important. Nervous system regulation, if we do that before every time we reach out. Oh. We did a whole training on that one time about how to regulate your nervous system just in order to be able to reach out. Okay, this is a good preliminary exercise. Sold 2 core 4s, connecting with my community, people asking me questions and noticing my energy. Yeah, people noticing your energy. That's big, right? You are a product of the products. Self-care, yes. Tried to make 37 calls before 11:30 a.m. What? But got to 8? Oh dear. You made 8 calls, so you got 8 calls then. That's good. That means that you were probably talking to people if you were going for a much bigger number, that you actually got on the phone with some people. Very good. I've reached out to 35 people in 2 days. Reaching out RE Smart Orders. Okay, that's fantastic, Uma. And I just want to say these 2 are on Stephanie's team. They're doing massive action, which Stephanie's going to talk about in a minute because this is where it's at, y'all. This is the path to diamond. I'm inspired by planning events and I'm reaching out to people I never thought I could. Loving my networking love. Yes, networking love. We're going to be talking about that today. Networking love, right? That's a good word. I like that. Celebrating and doing a live today. I was inspired by Melissa Hansen. I know, right? She is just amazing. She's one of my favorites, right? We got to follow those 5-star crowns, right? New people from Instagram are reaching out to me daily. Okay, Christina, you're going to have to talk about that. I see you doing, Christina has been doing reels every single day, and she's starting to have all of her prospects come in through Instagram. All right, so this is what happens once you've been doing it for a while. She and Tal, I know, we're talking last time about how they're doing this 90 days of like focusing on your niche. Leela finally changed my bio to my niche. Very good. Okay, you're figuring out what your niche is. I've changed my bio so many times, like almost every month, because I keep figuring it out, right? Sold ULT and ULT Plus this week. Ow! Woo! With a smart order. Yes. Also doing Reels challenge with Brock Johnson. Hey. Yeah, everyone's doing that Brock Johnson challenge. That's a really good one to do. Inspired by Mary Beth reaching out to me about possibilities this month. Yes, possibilities. So, I know that Stephanie's also been doing the RPMs with her team and having some sex with that. So maybe we could have her talk about that. So again, who is actually planning to be at the Diamond Club? Type a 1 in the chat if you were like decidedly going to Diamond Club this May. It's been moved to May. Lots of ones. And we got an 11, which means double for sure. All right, I'm liking seeing that. Okay, so there's so much intention, so much inspiration, and we're gonna ride with that today. So what is the path to Diamond? I wanted to, talk about with Stephanie here, who, we both did massive actions going to Diamond. And Stephanie really, really inspired me with her twice a week events, which she'll talk about. And before I was a Diamond, hey Steph, did you speak or did somebody else speak?
Hi, hun.
Hi, Mama. There's my lovely blue diamond. Oh, I love you so much. So yeah, Stephanie, you I would love for you to share a little bit of your story about you getting to Diamond and what that was like for you and the mindset you put yourself in, the decidedness, and like where you were at and what made you go. I know I'm just on the spot asking you.
Happy to share. It's one of my favorite stories because it's really when everything changed for me with Purium. I was at Purium's convention in 2016. I decided I was a little director, all high on my director horse. And I was like, I'm going to go meet Dave and Amy, and I'm going to go see who this opportunity is attracting. And I really felt like I was at home. I was really inspired to meet you, Rachel, and so many side team brothers and sisters. And the dance parties were epic. I can't wait to dance again with you all. And I learned about healthy happy hours at that convention. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't think I can do that. I just had this resistance to it, but one of our leaders got on stage and shared all about it. And I'm listening to her. I'm like, oh, well, okay, yeah, maybe I can do that, And so I caught the vision of going on a diamond run without even knowing what that meant. But what I was entranced by really was the opportunity to be in Long Beach with Dave and Amy and to rank diamond and to have that diamond income. Yeah, that was definitely, exciting for me. But for me, money is so secondary for me. I've had to make it primary, to be honest with you. I'm way more motivated by service and by connecting with Dave and Amy and really getting to know them and getting to know the other diamonds. And so long story short is I didn't even have a brand partner when I was at convention that summer, but I found a brand partner, and she and I made the decision to do healthy happy hours twice a week for 2 months. And within those 2 months, I ranked executive. And by the end of those 2 months, I ranked diamond. So here's what I want to say about that. Like, that might sound really excessive to some of you, but it was not an option for me not to rank diamond. It was not an option for me not to rank diamond. I was going to Diamond Club. And I knew, without anyone really even telling me, I just knew from being in the business world that consistency, it's where it's at in terms of having events. And sometimes we had a living room full of folks, and sometimes there was nobody there. And my girlfriend and I would have a business meeting, and we just kept working. We just kept going. So those were heady days, and I'm forever grateful to have made that decision and to just get in massive action.
Yay. And so Stephanie is planning to go to Diamond Club again this May.
Mhm.
because you have made a decision again.
Mhm.
Go what?
To rank, to do fast start reset diamond. So yeah, which scares the crap out of me, but but I'm game, and I'm right in there. So I have 3 women on my team running for diamond right now: Tal Kapoor, Indica Rain, and Niranjar Marangi. And I'm with them in massive action right now. And currently we are doing a mini marathon as a team. Some people are doing less than us, but we're doing 50 and 5 right now. So I challenged my team last Friday. We meet every Friday. I challenged them to commit to doing a mini marathon this week, between last Friday and this Friday, and to use me as accountability. Like, when you've done 10 for that day or more, text me. So that's what they've all been doing, and it's been super inspiring for me. And level up. Here we go. Massive action. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so I just want to spell out what that means to everybody. So Stephanie's a blue diamond. So to go fast start diamond means that she has to create all new people,
Yeah.
all new legs. It means she can't have none of the points count from any of her old organization. They have to be all brand new people signed up since January. So that's what she is doing. So she is literally on the same playing field as all of you, starting from scratch, becoming a diamond from, from zero, okay?
Mhm.
Or maybe from consultant, or, wherever her new points are at this point. So I'm just saying, like, all of us are really going for it. We're all in the same, I'm doing it too. All right, I'm in massive action also. I am going into massive action for this week. And it's gonna extend all the way through May, but I'm just getting ready to go into massive action. Okay, so my massive action is just beginning. So let's talk a little bit about like some of the ways you can get into, massive action. And first of all, I just want to see, like, who else is scared? Post in the chat. If you're scared, drop me a 5. If you're like, oh my God, like, that's terrifying. Oh my gosh, like, oh. What is the fear? What is it? What I want to know, like, what are you afraid of? Go ahead and type in the chat. Like, what do you fear? Like, what gets in the way and makes it feel like, okay, rejection, not reaching goals, not getting there again, contacting people I don't know, failure, BPs who fizzle. Overwhelm is a sign of expansion, tapped out. Okay, so finding the right teammates. So does anybody feel like it's sometimes hard, like you're like, oh, just the cold calls, or just reaching out to people and just saying, hi, are you interested in Purium, or do you want to, who feels like, oh, like I just hate the idea of reaching out and asking people for something, or drop me a 6 in the chat if you're like, I just, I don't even like reaching out to people. Like, I'm really uncomfortable with even reaching out. Like, and what does reaching out mean? Like, what does it actually mean to reach out? Okay, so like, what are some of the ways that you reach out to people? Like, what do you do when you reach out to people? That might be a longer thing to type, but go for it. I want to see, like, what does that mean when you reach out to people? An organic conversation, commenting on people's stories on Instagram, starting conversations. Yes, those are great. Sarah talked about that last week, how important it is to communicate with people through their stories. I've been doing that. Who did that this week? You just raise your hand. Who did that this week? Just like on people's stories, just like, just commenting on their stories, talking to them through their stories. Like, that is something that I really got from last week, was just to really remember to do that and really focus on commenting on people's stories, engaging in their stories, starting conversations. So organic conversations, right? So when I was on stage when we were in Kauai for one of our regional events, there was a man there a network marketing pro, who came and talked to us. And one of the things he said is, he's like, I want you to go into your phone right now and reach out to 10 people. And what does that mean to reach out to 10 people? He said, say hi. Say hi to 10 people in your phone. Like, just say hi. Like, that is actually organic, right? Just starting a conversation. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How are you doing? Like just starting rapport. I think that so often we start to feel like that reaching out is, hi, if I send you a video, would you? If I, would you? Like we think that we have to get it all in that initial, that we think that prospecting means like I have to like tell a whole bunch of people like, hey, how are you doing? What are you up to? I'm involved in a superfoods company. If I sent you this video, would you be interested? Right? We have, like Sarah said last week, we really actually need to engage people and develop relationships with them. All right. If they're brand new, especially they're new, if they're already your friends, then you're just kind of reopening the conversation. So now what about all those people who have been in your funnel for a while, or people you have not talked to for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, right? Some of those friends that are like further out, but they're still in your circle, or people that you know are acquaintances. Like, how do you reach out to them? This is where we're going with things. Like, how do you reach out to these people who I am like have zero, like I kind of feel like I almost have zero relationship with them? So this is what today's conversation is about, because it's really, how many of you have had a party or a birthday party at your house? Drop me a 7 if you've had a birthday party at your house ever in your life. All right. If you've ever had a birthday party, and like the biggest fear is like, no one's going to show up. No one's going to come. Oh my God. Or maybe you're afraid like everyone's going to come. Oh my God, I can't believe I invited so many people, right? It's one or the other. It's either nobody's going to come, or too many people are going to come. And I don't know what to do either way, right? Thanks. Thanks, Christina. So if you have like, if you've had a birthday party and you have invited, who do you invite? Right? You invite the people that you love, right? You invite people who make you feel good. You're like, I want to see all these people because these are the people who make me feel good, right? So you just invite those people. You just invite them naturally. It's so easy. Like, hey, I'm having a party. We're going to like have fun. Oh, awesome. Yay. Like we're going to do this thing. And so this is basically what we just did. Okay. Tall inspired me because she had a like Valentine's Day party at her house, basically like a self-care spa day. All right. So you can have a theme to your birthday party, to your gathering, or to just to have that gathering in general, have like a self-care spa day and just invite the people you love. And that's what I did. A week later, I said, I saw Tall's invitation. I was like, I want to go. I said, oh, well, I'll just have one at my house. And so I had a self-care spa day at my house with Tanya, and we literally went to town creating an all-out event that was 4 hours long. Okay, so we're going to hear from Tall, and we're going to hear from Tanya. But what this did was, all it did was put us back in touch with people that we haven't seen in a long time and that we're thinking about, and put us back in the conversation with them. A natural way to start having rapport and conversation, because when you're at a gathering, it's like, hey, how are you? What's been up in your life? We get to just start a bunch of conversations in there. And guess what we're also doing? We're having 3-way connect calls in these meetings, right? So we're here at an event and we're like having these 3-way conversations with people. Oh, Rachel, tell her about your Hashimoto's. Oh, Tanya, tell her about how your menopause. Oh, tell her about your PCOS. Like these conversations get to happen naturally, like, or, oh, wow, really like thinking the business conversation comes up. So we had these events. They were not a healthy happy hour. Technically, they were not a structured event. This was literally inviting people to come get some love. Everyone's been in lockdown and been isolated and been depressed, or had COVID, or had loved ones die, or had things happen to them, or have fear or whatever, or gotten political fights. And it's like people are isolated and they want to come out and they want connection. Now, luckily for us here, the mandates have been lifted. And so, there's no masking here. And so it's easy to, like, everyone's coming out. So in your area, you might still have those mandates. So it might be touchy. But what I'm saying is you can even we had an outdoor event purposely for that reason, to make it comfortable for everybody, right? And so just by virtue of having an event, guess what? You invite people from all areas of your life. You can invite, who can you invite to a gathering you have? You can invite the mailman. Oh my gosh, hey, I see you every day. Like, you're so cool, and I really appreciate you bringing my mail all the time. We're having a little gathering this Friday. I'd love for you to come. Just come, right? And then all these different people from different areas, like, oh, hey, I'm seeing you at the store. Oh my gosh, hey, I always talk to you. You're the grocery clerk. I'd love for you to come. I'm having a gathering this Friday. We're having a Galentine's Day. That's what we did. We call it Galentine's. Thanks to Jessica for that name, Galentine's. All right, all the gals. And so we're having a Galentine's Day, and I have a clawfoot tub outdoors. I said, bring your suit or come in the raw, but feel free to soak. We're gonna have we did Mary Beth's gratitude. Thank you, Mary Beth, for that gratitude list. We opened the circle by going around doing a little meditation and then doing a gratitude journaling where we all did grateful today. And I purposely set us up with the event starting with that in order to get everyone kind of relaxed and comfortable, just to help everyone arrive and get there and get grounded together and have a way for everyone to say each person's name. We went around and everyone said their name and their intention for the day, one word intention. And there were 20 people, right? Some of them came and went at different times, but overall, collectively, there were about 20 people who showed up at this event. So, yeah, and then we had this amazing, and then there was a painting area. I set up a little painting area, art area where people can just pull out art supplies and draw. And then I had a quiet area where people could go in the clava tub, do mani-pedis, have a facial with spirulina. No one did it, but the point is one of the draws in the invitation is I did whatever I could to draw people out. And we had a clothing swap. Okay, so these are all ideas. You could do one of those things and have an event around any one of those things. You could have an event around gratitude, a gratitude journal. You could have an event let's come all just be grateful together. You could have an event over let's all do mani-pedis, or let's all do facials, or let's all play football. It could be anything. So anyway, so what I wanted to do is go to Tanya for a moment, and because Tanya just prolifically invited to this event, and Tanya, the pronounced introvert, is a diamond. Okay, she is a diamond, and she is now going for it and planning to be at Diamond Club and working towards a new rank. So Tanya, tell us a little bit about what was it like for you to invite into this event, and how did you invite, and who did you invite?
Hi, everybody. Yeah. So, as Rachel said, I'm, maybe like so many of you, the inviting is the hard part for me. Oftentimes, certainly if it's around product and the business, and actually just in general, because I'm not somebody who does I'm not a social butterfly. I don't go to parties and stuff. So I had to figure out a way to make this authentic for me. How could I authentically want to be there and socialize and have other people there? And it really came from a place of self-care for me, that I know I'm a maxed out single mom running 2 businesses from my home, and regulating my nervous system is the last thing on my list, but it's really the most important thing. So that's how I was this is for me. And if I know if I need this, then lots of other people need this. And then beyond that, I just was get over yourself. And, I want to be in the high diamonds, and you got to invite people. And so I just did. I had a Google list. I do all my tracking now on a Google list. And I spent about 3 days basically only focused on that. One day I sat on my couch for 4 hours and just invited people. And I was inviting basically, actually, Rach, I have a whole new slew of people to invite next time, because I didn't even invite all the people I know. It's amazing how many people you know, but I've invited almost 40 people in a 3-day period. And some women that I haven't seen in years, but we might have said hi on Facebook once in a while or whatever. I mean, it wasn't completely out of the blue, but definitely these are not people that I hang out with. Especially during COVID, right? So I just sent a really sweet invitation. We had a graphic, but I also sent a private, personal invitation to everybody, saying we're doing this Valentine's Day event born out of the urgency for some freaking self-care and community, and for mental health and all that. And we're going to have all this fun stuff. And I was overwhelmed by people's responses. They were like, oh my God, yes to this. Yes, I'm going to move mountains to get there. Other people were like, I'm working, but I would love to do it next time. And it was just every single woman said that. And so that was really validating. And And I kept track of everybody, so I'll be able to go back in and invite to the next one, because Rachel and I are going to do at least once a month. And I think, I actually haven't gone back in. I had 7 or 8 people come, which is huge. Ultimately, we had about 20 people. It was, I think, exceeded our expectations, Rach. So my point is, I just moved out of my comfort zone and invited people. Like, what are people going to be offended because you sent them an invite to come and have free mani-pedis and masks and journaling and a guided meditation? I mean, come on, right? So people were really touched and excited and changed appointments and did what they could to get there. So it was a huge success. And I have 3 people, old customers re-engaging, 2 new possible brand partners. So, I mean, it was a huge success. And for me, my big takeaway was, one, obviously it was really comfortable to invite to this just organic, cool event. We didn't mention the product at all. We didn't even say, and superfood tasting in our graphics. We just were like mani-pedis, blah, blah. But we, of course, had them there in an ice, an ice chest. We had Aloe Digest and Power Shake and Cocoa Hydrate, and people were drinking it all day. And there were just really natural ways, as Rachel said, to start conversations. Tal Kapoor was there, our dear friend. She came up from LA, and I knew there was one prospect there that really would resonate with her story. And sure enough, they're like, I just did a connect call with Tal yesterday and her, so our sidelines and the network, right, is really important, because this woman I've been in contact over the 9 months, but having a connection with a different woman who had a similar story as her was the thing that's going to make the huge difference. And if we're in the business of helping people, like, this woman is a hot mess. She needs this really badly. She wants to have a baby. She's having fertility problems, all these things. So anyway, it was just really successful and validating. And I urge you all to do that, especially if you have any kind of discomfort around healthy happy hours, or if that feels like a tired term for you. Just name it whatever the hell you want to name it and get people there.
I love it. And truly, one of the things that's so cool is you can give samples out to them. It's like, I was just pouring drinks for people. I'm like, here, try this, have this, and then Tanya, we would just have this flowing of the Power Shake ready, so that Tanya was like sharing it with all of her friends and going, here, this. And because these conversations are coming up, so it's like, oh, well, what's in the thing that you did? Oh, well, it was this, here, try this. So it's just a very natural, organic way to get everybody exposed to this. And you did such a good job. We also had an event, a prospecting event on Sunday. So we had this main event on Friday with all the people. And then Sunday was like, well, now we have something to invite people to. So we have that conversation with them. We can invite them to Sunday. And Sunday was a business forward event. And so Sunday, one of the people came, one of Tanya's people came who was actually interested in the business. So we were able to lead with the business. And I had a couple of people there who were to talk about the business with, and they're both interested. And so, this is like also how you stack events. So you have another event to invite people to, ready to go. So that you're like, oh, you're interested? Well, here's this other event, so you can come and check out the business, right? So now let's go to Tal, because Tal was the inspiration for this. I saw her invite. I'm like, I don't want to be left out. She saw my invite and she knew she could invite herself. So she just came 6 hours from LA. But Tal and Stephanie both, like, if you guys want to talk about it, I would love to hear about your event and like what that was like for you. Who did you invite and what was your event like?
Yeah. Awesome. This was such a last minute thing, because, Stephanie was coming out to LA, and every time Stephanie comes out to LA, I'm like, we need to have an event, because, I've got my girl in the house, and it's like, whoa, I want to show her off. And so we agreed that we were going to have an event, but we hadn't really figured out what that was going to look like. And I've had several in-person events before, and where everyone's sort of seated, I serve all the samples, we do a little chit chat the first 20 or 30 minutes or so, and then we settle everyone down, and then we're standing up in front and we're giving a full presentation on the products, and also presenting on the business opportunity and the company and about the owners and so forth. And, the last time we did this, there was, kids running around and it was all this distraction going on. And so I just kind of thought to myself, I just kind of want to do this different. And it's Valentine's Day weekend. And you know what? I'm needing some love. I want some girl time. So I spoke to Stephanie and I was like, why don't we turn this into like a girls event, a self-care, women's own. And I literally on the invitation, I'm sorry for you guys who are on the Zoom, but I literally said ladies only. And because it was what I was craving. It's what I wanted to have happen. I haven't been having those social connection events and so forth. And so I was just really wanting that. And I decided that I was going to do, I was going to use the fruit, what's it called? The juice bar in a bag as my samples. And because it's what I have this stuff every day. It's a beet juice or a carrot juice or it's some kind of concoction. And so I made smoothies and I added the aloe digest and coconut water and banana and made these really colorful smoothies. And we just had them out. I laid, some pillows and a blanket down in a circle and everyone sat down and just had these little heart-shaped sandwiches. And it was just really, it was sweet and not a lot of work to do. And it just it felt so much more intimate and so much more comfortable. And so I invited literally 92 people to this event. And I invited not with the intention that I was going to have 92 people show up. I mean, I do have an outdoor gym, so I would have the space for it. Should that ever have happened, I'm welcoming that, like sending it out there and manifesting for the event one day that 92 people actually show to. Here we go. We had another brand partner and side sister of mine, Zaya, was doing chair massages. And, just had, how many people did we have show up? I think maybe, I don't know, let's go with 10 people, I think. I don't think I actually counted. But what that did was the invitations that I sent out, I literally wrote on a list of all the names of the people that I was inviting. And what that ended up doing was giving me, 95 people, not 92. It actually gave me a funnel of new women that I had never really contacted before. And I was literally just inviting them to come over because it's been so long since we've connected. And that's really what I wanted to do, is just have everybody just connect. And Stephanie was so great in leading us into a little meditation. And so we sat in a circle. Zaya was doing some massages. She took a break and sat with us. And then we just started going back and forth and just sort of sharing what we're grateful for, how self-love was important, especially for us women and moms, especially, and what that means and why we need to do some self-care and some self-love. And it got my guests really excited and really, really interested and leaning in harder than they ever had. One of them was a customer, and she's just kind of like this outskirt customer. Every now and then she orders a 10-day, and she's been very, very timid about doing a 30-day. And she was able to really open up and dive in. And, Stephanie was able to help sort of unpack some of the fears that she was having around doing a 30-day. And that would have never happened had we been in a formal setting. So having that intimate setting was really great. And now we have our second one set up for March. And so now when I'm sending out those invites, I'm sending literally starting off with the same 95 people and literally just saying, sorry you couldn't make it, sending them the little video that I made. It was so great. Sorry you didn't make it, but I'm having another one in March, this date, put it on your calendar. Would love for you to be here. Let me know. So just gonna keep building from that, add to the video for the next one and the next one and the next one, just keep adding on. So really excited for it. And I loved coming out to Sebastopol and just jumping in the car and saying, well, I want to come, and just sort of inviting myself. And I loved your event, and I have so many ideas and inspiration for the next one to plug in, similar to what Rachel and Tanya did. So yeah.
That's so epic. And I want to say, because I'm seeing questions in the chat, and one of the things I want to say is that the way, I always say at any event, you want to tell 3 stories, right? You want to make sure that people are hearing stories. And so, I talked to my team, and I was like, okay, make sure that you're paying attention to what people are saying, asking questions. And then if there's an opportunity, you can say, oh, you have to hear Rachel's story. Rachel, come tell your story. All right. And so we did that. At one point, Tanya said, oh, you need to talk to Tal. Tal, tell your story. Okay. And other people around might hear as well. So there were a lot of storytelling. Okay. So like at any time we'd have like an official healthy happy hour or a superfood social, we call them. When you have a superfood social, like an actual specifically scheduled outlined event, like that's a whole other thing. It's having an event that's like a superfood social, where you're inviting people and you have 10 minutes of mingling. I'm just going to go over the format really quick. Like a typical scheduled structured event would be like, I'm inviting you to a virtual healthy happy hour on the actual or on superfood social, and on the event flyer, I might say something like, improve energy, increase muscle, balance weight, repair skin, improve digestion. Like I might have a list on the flyer of things that they can, and it'll be called, usually I say transform in 30 days, right? And so Melissa Hansen calls them, I think Melissa's team calls them total transformation events. And so you can have a structured event too that you invite people to and say, hey, I'd like to invite you to this, event at my house, a total transformation event. You can learn about, about how to improve your health. And then you can have like a list of all the different things, examples, right? Swiped, SWIPED. Haven't said this in a long time, but that stands for sleep and skin. W for weight balance. And I say weight balance because some people want to gain, some people want to lose, some people are just fine, right? I is for inflammation. P is for pain. E is for energy and emotion, because people get emotional and then, can like balance your, emotional well-being, like irritability and stuff. And then D is for digestion. And then the 2 on the outside are peripheral, are like basically this is for reducing cravings and changing habits, right? Cravings and habits are also like part of that list. So you could have like an invite that has that. You can have, and then send that out to people with an actual invitation. And then at the event, you spend the first 10 to 15 minutes mingling and having samples and making sure that every single person who walks through that door tries the Power Shake and the Love Shake and the apothecary juice. At the very minimum, those are the 3 drinks that should be at every party. And that's what we did. So we had drinks set up. We had the rainbow of colors. We had the Cocoa Hydrate. We had the Can't Beat This. Or actually, we didn't, but Tal did. And Aloe Digest and Power Shake and Love Shake. So if you have those things on hand, if you're having an official schedule event, then you want to make sure that you are actually making sure. I see too often at events that people get into talking and don't get into sampling. We want everyone to just taste the things because sometimes they can feel it. Some people are very sensitive and they feel it right away. Like, wow, I can feel the energy of that. So, and then you would say, okay, everybody, we're gonna gather around here and have a little conversation. And then you just want to have 3 people tell their stories. And if you don't have 3 people and you're by yourself, like I was, okay, I started doing healthy happy hours in California. I had nobody with me. Nobody was in California doing this. Sarah was in Kauai. I was in California. I didn't have a team. I didn't have anybody I knew. And I was just telling other people's stories. I was telling my story, and I was telling my upline story, and I was telling other stories until I had 3 actual people and we were all telling our stories together. Okay. Eventually my team grew. Sometimes no one would come to my event. Did I complain? Did I get sad? No. I was like, cool, we can do a training. Yay. I've been wanting to be with my team and train. So when people don't come, I'm like, let's do a training. And trust me, I've had many healthy happy hours where no one came. I've also had many where many came. And then eventually they grew until pretty soon. But we were committed as a team to inviting. And then if no one came, we would train. We would do like a training. We would talk about stuff. Okay. So 3 stories. You always want to have an event to have 3 stories. And then if you talk about the products, it's very minimal. It's like, you sampled all the things. You can learn about the transformation. You're not going a lot of detail into the products. It's like a brief overview. Like Melissa Hansen does like the best brief overview of the products. It's like so simple. And then I sound like Sonia. It's like so simple. Anyway, I can hear Sonia coming through me. I admire her so much. And then you talk about the prices, right? You always give the greater price first. You always say, it retails for this, but you're going to get it for this. Actually, before I say that, I go, it's $11 a day or $17 a day, depending on which product and which region you're in. And it's this much per meal plus your supplements. And that retails for $4.29 or $6.99 or whatever, $5.99, depending on which product it is. And you're going to get $100 off. And this is the actual price. Okay. So it depends if I'm talking about the plus performance pack, that's always the brand partner pack. Anyway, so, and then somebody shares their business story along the way at every event, no matter whether it's a healthy happy hour or a wealth opportunity meeting. Either way, I always make sure I'm talking about my business throughout. My story is always throughout. Okay. So I'm sharing my story throughout. And that's what we did on Sunday is when we had a business forward event. Tanya and I told our business story. We just started with thank you for coming. We welcome you. One of the reasons, we're inviting you is because, we're here wanting to expand our team and create a community of people who work together in our area. And this is what we're talking about. Okay. So, that wraps up events. And then we have a close, right? And then you just do a close. And now we want to talk to Stephanie. Oh, you wanted to talk about events too, because I was ready to go into massive action with you, but we're going to continue with you.
No, this is part of the massive action. It's all included as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm working with Tal on, and I have been really intensely for the last year, is helping her to become more business forward, because it's really easy for Tal to be all about fitness because she's a fitness coach. And so I want to bring you back on, sister, because we had a conversation the other day, unlike any conversation we've ever had before, because Tal is my next diamond. There's no question in my mind. And Tal needs brand partners in order to go diamond. You all do if you're running for diamond. So Tal, will you talk about the pivot that you are working to embody in magnificent ways? You're so flippin' coachable, Tal. And this is why I love working with you. Will you talk about what shifted for you as a result of our conversation the other day?
Yeah. Thanks again. I should have changed my beanie so I'd have a different look for you guys. But being coachable, and I'm a coach, right? And so I should have all the answers, and I don't. And I'm very honest about not having the answers. And yeah, Stephanie's right. I mean, leading with the health and the fitness has always been my forte. And I have nothing but customers back there, and a few brand partners here and there. They come on, they start and then they fall, and they start and then they fall. And so it's brand partnership or enrolling brand partners has always been sort of a struggle for me. And really having the conversation around the business has been a struggle. But I want to let that go, because the word struggle is feeding my fear of it. And I really want to grow from that and really expand into, I have confidence to discuss the business, because I truly do believe in this business model, and I truly do believe in Purium, and this being the avenue to success. I mean, just listening to Melissa Hansen and Sonia Magruder again last night. I mean, you hear them all the time. I'm just like, I want what they have. Why can't I have what they have? I should be able to have what they have. We should all be able to have what they have. There is no reason why we shouldn't. And so for me to do that, I really need to use the fear that I'm experiencing with talking about the business, and use the guidance that I'm getting from you, Stephanie, and from Rachel and Christina and everyone, and use that fear not to go around it, but to seriously push through it. And so, it's a big deal. It's a total big deal. And but if I don't go for it, if I don't do it differently, I'm not going to hit the goals that I have for myself. And I've been trying for a long time to get to diamond, but have I really been trying? Because this is what I need. What I need are brand partners to run with me. And customers aren't going to get me there. So I'm pushing through. I'm taking the fear and I'm going forward. And I'll see you at Diamond Club.
And what decision did you make in service to massive action to bring on your brand partners?
Yes, big decision. So I have decided to follow in my radiant leader, Stephanie Dawn's footsteps in hosting 2 events a week in the month of March. But they're not just events. These are specific to business meetings. So I'm not hosting a healthy happy hour. I'm not hosting a self-care evening. I'm hosting a 1-hour business meeting to only present on this business opportunity. I am nervous as all heck, okay? Seriously, like my heart's palpitating just even describing this. But if I don't get started, I won't get used to it. And I need to get used to it because it's a beautiful language to have as a tool belt. You know, it really is, to be able to speak confidently and present about our business is really an important tool to have, because the more people we encourage to share in the goal that we have to offer, the better everyone's going to be. And that's the goal for all of us. I do have my first event, or my first thing that I'm doing on Monday night at 6 p.m. where Amy, the owner of Purium, Amy Venner, will be interviewing me on the Business Up Zoom about being a fitness coach and using this business as a tool. So that's like my warm up with a whole nationwide of people. But that's going to be my warm up of how I want to present this opportunity to the people that come to my home every Wednesday and Friday and Saturday for, 8 visits in the month of March. So let's go. Business meetings.
Right on. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And this is what massive action is all about, you guys. If we're truly going to level up, if we're truly going to rank up, we got to take this seriously. We got to take ourselves seriously. We got to take this opportunity seriously, and we got to do the thing. Right. And so that's what the mini marathons are that my team is in right now. We are doing 50 in 5, 40 in 4, or 30 in 3/5. Some of them are doing 30 people in 5 days. So whatever you want to do, whatever you're willing to take on for your team, just offer a challenge. I was like, okay, it's time for my team to get busy. It's time for me to get busy. Let's do a mini marathon. And Team Radiance doesn't know this, but they think they're only doing it for this week. Ha ha. And you think you're only doing a March events, Tal, but I have other plans for you. Because here's what it is. Here's what it is. It's like not ranking diamond is not an option, Tal Kapoor. For all of y'all that are running for diamond, myself included, I'm talking to me too. Not ranking diamond is not an option. So what are you willing to do to ensure that you rank diamond? 15,000 points, 3 consultants. 15,000 points, 3 consultants. Are you going to write it 50 times a day? Are you going to meditate on it every single day? Are you going to work in service to that goal and that dream every day? So that is what the massive action is all about. That's what the mini marathons are all about. The last thing I want to talk about, Rachel, that I also challenge my team to do is to go live 3 times a day. One of the blue diamonds on one of the other legs, blue or black, I can't remember her name at the moment, but she was talking about that she challenged her team to go live 3 times a day. So I've challenged my team to do that as well. To go live once a day would be good for my team. Once a day, 2 times a day, 3 times a day, but there's what I loved was what are you going to say when you go live? So this is what I want to unpack for you all. If you weren't on that call with Leslie Zahn, I think it was last week, to talk about the Great Resignation. That's the first live. Talk about the Great Resignation. Even if you don't identify with that, you have people that are watching you that do, or that are part of it. Okay. And really we're just bringing to light what's going on in the news. Okay. So I just went on Forbes today. 3 out of 4 full-time employees are planning to quit their job this year in 2022. This year, okay? 79% of employed job seekers believe that they can make more money by switching jobs than staying put in the current market. So there are people thinking about what's my next move. And some people want to stay in the corporate world, and some people want to exit the matrix. All right. We're talking to those people. When we go live, we are talking to those people. So in the morning, you talk about the Great Resignation. Midday, you get on and you talk about what you love about residual income, what you love about network marketing, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom. It doesn't matter if you're not experiencing financial freedom right now. Talk about that you're excited to be experiencing financial freedom. Talk about where you're going, okay? And then in the third one, we are interviewing people about all these things, about residual income. It's all business forward. So I wanted my team to start feeling comfortable about having these business forward conversations, because this comes really naturally to me, and I want it to come really naturally to them, because recruiting brand partners, enrolling brand partners, that is the way forward to rank up. So this is what we're doing. And yeah, I'm inspired by everybody. And even if they don't go live 3 times a day, it's okay. Even if they're willing to go live once a day, whatever you're willing to do, I'm behind you 100%. Because here, I was just talking with one of my teammates, Lindsay, this morning. I hope it's okay if I share this, Lindsay. I really feel like, we are here to shine our light. We're here to educate. We're here to inspire. And when we summons up the courage to go live and to vulnerably share about what's in our hearts and what we deeply care about, that's powerful. It's authentic. People respond to it. So summons up your courage, go live, do a mini marathon, get it, whatever massive action means to you. This is what I was talking with Lindsay about. Whatever that means to you, that's what I want you to do. All right. So thanks so much, Rach. Back to you.
Okay, who's inspired? Let's see. All right. Woo, love all these hands. So in the chat, I'd love for you to say, what are you committed to do? What are you committed to do, and what day would you like to start? You want to start today? You want to start tomorrow? You want to start Friday? Are you going to do a 10 a day, 30 in 3 days? Are you going to do a 10 a day, 50 in 5 days? Are you going to do 50 in 3 days? You're going to do 100 in 1 day? You're going to do 5 over 5 days? Like what are you willing to do? All right, let's see this. We got someone who's going for 10 a day for 5 days. We got 15, 5 days. We got 30 in 3 days. Going once, going twice. Trying to keep up with you guys. And another 30 in 3. We've got a 30 in 5 days starting today. We got 30 in 5 days starting Saturday. We got 40 in 4 days. And we've got 4 days. 50 in 5. 10 a day. 30 in 3 days starting tomorrow. 40 in 4 days. Prospecting 3 times a week, going live today. All right, cool. So Intel says 75 in 5 days. Now, what about this idea? Now, this idea of going live 3 times, this comes from Christine Roseberry's team, from Michelle, I can never say her name. Is it Burnson? Bergman? Borsman, thank you. It comes from Michelle Borsman. I mean, she really gave...
It's Borsman.
Thank you, Borsman. She gave this training about what her team is doing. They are doing these 3 lives a day. It doesn't mean you don't necessarily have to record it to your timeline. You can put it in your stories, or you can do it live and you can go live and just let your audience come in. But it's really about doing a video 3 times a day. Okay, where you are talking in the morning about the Great Resignation. In the middle of the day, you talk about, what you love about network marketing. And then the evening, you've got your business stories, all right? Business or health stories, but you're telling stories. Okay, so there's this, this is the massive action. So you're getting constant exposure. I know that whenever I tell my story, I have 2 to 5 people sign up. Anytime I tell my actual story and post pictures of my before and after, literally people call me and sign up. Now they know that I'm there. They've already seen me a lot of times, but it's not until I actually go live when I'm actually doing the thing that they remember and then reach out, because then they're inspired in that moment and they reach out. So we have to create these sparks of inspiration for people to go, oh yeah, that's right. Stephanie, okay, I'm reaching out, oh yeah, that's right, she's there. We have to remind people that we're here. Now, when I was, I'm going to say that when I was in a wedding photographer, we got 3 more minutes. We're going to go into prospecting in 3 minutes. When I was a wedding photographer, I started social media as I started creating social media pages specifically for my wedding photography, because I was studying it. And one of the things they said was, it's all about reminding people you're there. Everyone knows that you're a wedding photographer, but they won't remember to recommend you unless you're constantly in the front of their mind. Okay, they're not going to recommend you unless you're constantly in the front of their mind. They all know, all your friends, maybe at this point, some of you may have been doing it for a while, all your friends know you do Purium. They all know that you do cleanses. They all know that you do, whatever group transformations or whatever you do. They all know you do the business. They all know you practice for business. But when you go live, they remember it and you're in the forefront of their brain. And like Sarah taught me and others taught her before her, is that it takes 5 to 7 exposures. Okay, 5 to 7 exposures before a person says yes to something. The people who say yes in one exposure, those are the low-hanging fruit. But most people take 5 to 7 exposures. Okay, so I'll take Naomi for example. She did a reel that went viral. Okay, it attracted this one woman to her team, Nancy. And then we did a live. So Nancy started following her. So then Naomi and I did a live about eczema and telling stories. She was on that live interacting with us. And then we got her into the chat, and then we did a 3-way call. And then we talked to her and we, shared different things. Also, of course, Naomi sent her some information along the way. But the point is, she did sign up as she ended up ordering the Ultimate Plus Performance. Plus she got the Core 4 for her daughter. Plus she got the CBD, and she became a brand partner. But Naomi was very consistent with exposing her audience. She did reel after reel, and then she was like doing the live, and now all that work, now she's got a new brand partner. It only takes one person. It only takes one person getting ignited to inspire the heck out of you anywhere on your team. All right. So all this hard work you're doing is going to pay off. And as soon as you get that one payoff, you're going to be motivated enough and running. So get into massive action as if that just happened, knowing that it will happen. All right. Get into massive action, knowing that it will happen as if it has just happened, as if you just got that spark of energy. Someone just signed up on your team. I want you to imagine someone amazing, your dream person just signed up, and now you're going into massive action because you're so excited because now you know and you believe in it. Okay. And by believing in it, you're going to attract it in, right? Law of attraction. Believe in it, right? In quantum physics, we create the energy. We get excited. We think of something positive. That's why gratitude journaling is so great, because it puts you in a higher frequency. And then you start resonating at a different frequency, literally, actually, like you're sending different ripples of waves and energy out into the world, because you are made of light. You are made of energy. Like, this is physics. This is not woo-woo. And then that energy is now vibrating, finding others that are vibrating around that. You're now at this plane, vibrating at this level. So you're attracting and seeing things at that level. Okay. And then those opportunities are just like landing in your lap. Okay. So don't work so hard, but do the thing, but don't make it work. Don't make it be work. Raise your vibration, do something positive, think positive thoughts, give yourself a pep talk, and then sit down and get excited. Invite people. Just say, I'm going to invite 10 today. And then do it. You might do it throughout the day, or you might sit down and do it all at once. Okay. Follow your flow. So with that, who's ready to prospect? We got 30 minutes of prospecting ahead of us. Let's do the thing. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to say, invite 10 people right now. I want you to just start 10 conversations. Start 10 conversations right now. 10 brand new conversations. Or you can follow up with 10 people. But stay in your lane. Don't go back and forth. Don't talk to new people and then go to follow up. Stay on one topic, one or the other. Stay in that lane. All right. Stephanie, do you have any last words?
Yeah, we're inviting to tomorrow's 1:00 presentation, correct, Rachel?
That's right. So tomorrow we have our business opportunity Zoom, which I am leading with Stephanie, I believe. Yeah, we are leading together. We are doing the business opportunity Zoom together, thankfully. And so you're going to get your people in front of us. We're going to talk about, share our business stories. We're going to inspire them. We're going to lead with inspiration. Okay. And then anyone else, maybe other teams have other events that are going on. We also have our own other event that happens at 4, which is a product forward event. So you're welcome to also, do that for your team. So with that said, we're inviting to the business opportunity tomorrow. I just realized we don't have a graphic for it specifically. So I'll work on that graphic right now and I'll post it in the threads. And we will see you tomorrow. So let's get prospecting. Feel free to ask questions or comment in the chat. And we're just gonna get busy. So thank you all for coming today. Love you all, and let's go. The business opportunity Zoom tomorrow at 1 Pacific time, 4 Eastern time is open to everybody.